Okay, is any of this working? Category people and bogs. What the? Alright, if I did everything correct here, I mean, no one has responded, so... Okay, chat is working. Alright, so can't see chat in game, have to fix that later, but at least chat is actually working. Although still no one's here. Yeah, I kind of expected this. That was weird. There we go. A ridiculous amount of to mine, if I do say so myself. You know what, let's see. Nope, there's statistics. 1.7 million stone. I think it shows. Wonder if there's a way for me to make this visible. Okay, everything is functioning. Not functioning well, but it is functioning. I'd really like to have at least one person here before I just turn this on. Not you. You don't count. Bunch of freeloading monsters. And we still have no one in chat. Huh. Oh, hey! You are actually here. Well, I don't expect any of the other people I sent the link to show up, so it'll just be me and you. So, Athos, ready to see this get kicked off? And there goes destruction. I actually tried to do this a lot earlier, but the floor was too high. But I was smart enough to make a copy of the world and test it first. Yeah, every single tutorial on YouTube was like, put the world leader 15 blocks high, it'll be safe. No, it was not safe. I had to lower it 2 more. It's 17 blocks below now. And we'll go to my viewing deck. Nope. I made this horrible for flying. Now, it's likely to break if I actually exit out the game or pause it, but I can go into my inventory to still switch tab and look at other things. Whenever I end the stream, this is just going to be left overnight. The next one of these I do, I really need to make it so I can actually see this while in game. The chat, I specifically mean. Even though I know it is just you right now, Athos. gotta say, streaming on YouTube, pretty hard. I did it once on Twitch. No one showed up, but I did do it once on Twitch, and that was way easier. Doing it through OBS and YouTube is a pain. Oh. How did that one break? How did that one break? Even after I lower it down by another one, a stray TNT still kicks up and blows up a chunk of it. Those are going to be pains to fix later, but doesn't look like it's that much damage, so should be fine. Really just looks like I just need to replace that slime block and just restart using the observers on top. Can't really do anything about it now, just kind of have to let it run. On the bright side for broken things, I can actually flip a lever over there, the one that started it, again, and that'll just stop them from going, which allows me to do maintenance on any that somehow get damaged. I mean, honestly, this was bound to happen. And another one. Why is it on a test world I have 0 problems whatsoever? And then I come over here and it's like, oh, there's 3. Didn't make it first pass through. Why, game? Why do you do this to me? At least this side doesn't have any problems right now. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause it. Nope, nope. I swear I'm better at flying than this. What the? Okay, never mind. This side did have problems, they just happened way before I ever saw them. But as many problems as I'm having, this is still a lot faster than digging by hand. Even if I do end up having to fix every other one of these. Just gotta wait a bit longer till they come. Right now. That took a very long time to stop. Well. Nope. Definitely gonna need that, that. Just grab everything. And a few of these. I knew this was going to be scuffed, but come on. Now then, where's my spyglass? Does seem like those are just missing a slime block on the bottom. I should have grabbed a water bucket. You know what will make it easy on myself? Use a waypoint, call that broken. Go back over here. Grab that. Back to broken. Same thing right over here. Yeah, it still has the coral fan and everything. Yeah, the rail's still there. And there we go, that one's fixed. So now so is that one. Did that one just lose its TNT? Yeah, it just looks like it lost its TNT. Why am I flying so fast? Alright. When it's the TNT, it's much more annoying because there's no guarantee that if I just put this... Oh, it's more than the TNT. It needs a new observer too. And I do not have any in my inventory. We'll delete the previous broken. Also label that broken. You know, I should probably see, did those... Yeah, they're making it back. I really didn't grab any observers. There Where did I put my observers? Probably in here. Yep. Back to broken. No, we'll put the water higher up. There we go. And I don't have my axe on me, so this will be painful. Are you having fun? I'm having fun. Thank you, lag, for actually breaking that block. I expect you to do the same for that one. Now then, the question is... Oh! God. Well, at least I can fix that one when it goes all the way back. Now then, we'll remove that broken, and I remember there being another one over here. Oh no. Oh no, mistakes have been made. I'm gonna have to replace that TNT now. Yep. Might as well fix this first. I'm so glad I can just flick that lever again and they just go back into their loading dock, no problem. It makes fixing these so much easier. It would be nice if they just worked, like in the test world. Why are you like this? Why? I dug down more than I needed to and you still cause me issues. I don't see anything else wrong with this one besides the TNT. Which, knowing this is going to be a problem. Now then, hopefully, I should just be able to put a block right there. And it just does what it's supposed to. Close enough. Okay, these ones... Well, the one's easy, the other one's not. I am bad at flying today. Maybe it's just because I've turned this into a lag hellhole. I'm gonna say it's because I turned this into a lag hellhole. Yeah, that one's completely fucked. Missing several blocks of slime, coral fan, and the TNT. And I did not grab any coral fans. And a sticky piston. Nope. There we go. Okay, at least that one broke going back. That would have been so much worse if I had to wait for that to go all the way to that return station. Probably break for a second time. Label that broken. Home. I assume this one is also going back, so there's no point placing a TNT because it'll just get left there. Now for the painful part, which is the observer. That's taken care of now. Thank you, lag. Please go back. Thank you. I don't care about that being there. Doom switch. All the failures. Full display. Bright side, I have clear markers, so I know where to go for the one that doesn't have TNT, and it's you. I have to be careful about how I place that. And the second one was right there. And that should be everything fixed. Sincerely hope that those blocks being there don't mess with the observers in some way that breaks these all again. But I'll find that out shortly. Go, my children. Don't beat disappointments this time. Please. Going to do anything? It's that one? Nope, didn't do anything. We're good. And now hopefully nothing breaks because the floor is much lower, which will greatly reduce the amount of kickback TNT that's liable to break these. still here, Athos? I'm done with tech support now. Hopefully that's the only tech support that I'm gonna have to do. I don't see any that's been left behind. Yep. Wait, I can have chat here. It's just oversized and in the way. Can I reduce the size of that? No, don't make that go full screen. Okay, no, I cannot have chat there. It won't let me move. Please don't break at any of the return stations. Sometimes I regret leaving all these lights here. Other times I don't. I should probably just build a floor back over this. What do you think, Athos? Build a floor back over, or just leave it barren? I wonder how many hours I'd have to leave this for it to get all the way down to the deep slate level. Already have a bit of a preview of what it did down here, just because that was already an open hole. Though I do know that I'll have to make this a second time. An unfortunate thing that just comes with the territory of World Eaters, you always have to build them twice. I'm just glad I picked a design that actually did a full sweep across. There's a lot of designs where it's like a 3D printer and it just goes from corner to corner back and forth very slowly. Those take like 14 hours. At least this one will only take like 6. Maybe not 6. Maybe more like 4. Okay, that one lost its TNT somehow. But I don't see any that are just dead in the water like the first go. Yeah, it's that one. Okay, so I don't see the TNT at the return station, so don't know how it lost it. But very barren. Be a lot less barren if there was a few more people, but at that point I'd basically just be sitting here chatting with everyone while this just loudly goes off in the background. Thank you. I see a sneaky little saboteur right there. Nope. Should probably light that lower part. Then again, I don't think that creeper spawned down there. I think he spawned down there and just swam up. God, why did Mojang have to give them the ability to swim too? Now then, question is, did any of the other ones also lose their TNT? Good on that side. And it looks like we're oh so good on... Yep, we're good. Turning it on again for the third time. I mean, at this point, there really shouldn't be any malfunctions. I'm just gonna sit here for a second and see if I can somehow bring the chat into Minecraft.
To stream it one more.
I'll deal with that later. Anything break while I was looking away? Doesn't look like it, but... Okay, unless they stopped at the very start, I think we're good. So Athos, what do you think about me doing this like on a weekly basis? Obviously less scuff the next time because I'll have chat in game. And, you know, as I do it, I'll become less awkward. How much is the latency on this stream? I really enjoy the telescope, but damn. Sometimes it just zooms too much. Maybe I should reinstall Optifine. Yeah, that is way too much zoom. They could just minus like 20 blocks back. That'd be good. Oh, they're already coming back. I'm not Not seeing anything broken so far, which is a good sign. Every single one still seems to have TNT. Yep, even the far one. Might be neat. It might be. Perhaps it'll be a good way to take me out of my turtle shell, so to speak. Because we both know how awkward I am. I mean, it's already getting pretty down there. I mean, damn, it's really getting down there. You know, Athos, forget the whole, this is gonna take like 4 hours. This'll be done after a few more sweeps. I can already see. That's gonna be a problem. Well, the nice thing about this is, once again, I can just stop it at the docking station to remove any liquids like that. Pesky puddles. And the lava. Can't forget about the lava. I mean, sure, I'm not that bad with you, but we've known each other since what? 2nd grade? I'd like to get better with strangers too. Oh, that's a big problem. I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, this really isn't going to be running for long. Nope, spiders, get away from me. Diamonds. This is not a good situation to be in. Deeper down the hole. I'm just gonna fly straight up. Smack my face along the way, as one does. It can be hard to tell how much of this liquid is just from the water walls I put on the edge to keep it straight and nice, and how much is just pockets of water that, well, I mean, that's obvious, but along the edges. Oh hey, there's lapis over there. I'm gonna yoink that. If I can find it, that is. There it is. It's a pretty large vein of lapis. Normally you only find like one. You know, someday I'll get the skill and experience to actually make the good... Oh no. I have to get rid of that. Anyways, before Obsidian decide to ruin my day, someday I'll get good enough to, make the nice World Eater. The one that gets rid of liquids too. Though given how many fixes I've had to give just this one, that's going to be a nightmare. I mean, this is a simple one. I don't want to have to fix a complex one. We're just going to use some wood here. And I can't leave the area, but I have too much stuff on me. We'll make this our preferred angle going in. And now my inventory doesn't have to be full of useless junk. Nope, I want that in my inventory still. Anything break? This line looks complete. So does that one. Nice. We're officially past the problem point. And all of the nice clean part that I dug under here is just gone now. Oh hey, an amethyst geode. Too bad that's not going to exist anymore. And since you're probably wondering, I just didn't want to have to deal with this strip because if I made it go all the way across, I'd have to deal with the super sorter, and some of my most filled stuff is in this section. I didn't want to have to deal with moving all those items. Also didn't want to have to deal with building it right in front of the super sorter and then having to deal with the two being unsynced. That just seemed like a nightmare. So, we're doing the bulk of it now. We'll do this strip later, I promise. Is that bye-bye for me, or something that I was dealing with earlier? I legitimately want to know how all these started. I swear none of this water was flowing through the water wall. Well, time to fly back over here. I should have kept the bamboo blocks on me. Nope. I'm gonna have to make this way more flyer friendly. Skeleton. Showed him. All the nice sculpted cave. Gone. It's just a hellscape now. Wonder how many passes over I'll have to do to get all the floating little blocks. How many to get that one? Or we'll never get those now because they're directly underneath a flying machine or in between two of them. Yeah, it seems like that's directly in between. Those are going to be horrible to get rid of. Why is it when everyone else makes a perimeter, they don't have to deal with any of the floating blocks? I mean, obviously they still have to deal with the ones around the wall on the border, but there's nothing just left in the middle hanging out. Or is it just because they're more responsible when they're making them and they're actually in the trenches getting rid of liquid and little blocks as it goes along? Whereas I'm just kind of standing up here. Though it's not like I could get much done if I were to try to do that, because this thing's moving at lightning pace. Because I didn't make one that just did a small section back and forth slowly. I made it sweep all the way across. Damn, you really don't realize how much water there is. Till you have to deal with this shit. Where's the source block? Is that it? Is there more? I think that was it. To think how much faster I actually could have done this had I not been so stubborn. Although, to be fair, it still would have taken a long time because I still would have had to dig the whole top part out to fit these in. And as you already saw, even after I did that, it wasn't deep enough. And I'm alone. Or is it only... I mean, you just chatted, but it's only showing that I have one viewer. But I'm also watching it. Wonder how far I could get on YouTube if I just live streamed every single time I played Minecraft. I mean, obviously, I'm not a professional at the game. But I'd also say I'm better than most of the player base. I mean, most of the player base won't even touch a World Eater. Or dig anywhere near the size of the hole that I did just to fit in the World Eater. Or dig out this much of a base internally. I know it's not pretty, but it's still impressive. Do I count as a viewer? I mean, before you showed up, I did, so... I mean, it's been scuffed from the start. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, it doesn't count if you watch your own shit. Even though we counted for you before another person actually showed up. Those zombies over there, they think they're safe. None of you are safe. I just haven't gotten to you yet. Death will come for you. See, that guy got it. He just decided to nope out of there. But you three? Oh. And then there were two. Which of the two of you is smarter? Playing chicken, I see. Well, that just proves both of you are stupid. Oh, you're the dumbest. And because you decided to stick around, I'm just gonna stab you. That would have been so much better had I just sliced his head off midair. Anyways, I'm gonna stab your friends. How dare you? I'm trying to stab him. There we go. On the bright side, at least there won't be much cleanup on the walls. But all these floating bits. It's kind of weird that there's no high-up floating bits, really. I mean, I guess that one counts. But most of them are real low. Honestly, it makes my job easier. Diamonds. I'ma risk it. That's a pool. This would be so much further down if it wasn't for all this water. More free diamonds. I will never say no to those. But I will fly away the second I start hearing explosions again. Do I kill what's hurting me? Nah, he's in water. It's not like the TNT would have done much anyway. POV, you have oil. Why did I decide to make the lights like this? I should do these low latency next time. There's like a good 20 seconds in between what I say and what you hear. He's not gonna have a fun time when it passes back over. That is... I hope that's not a lot of lava. I hope that's just a few source blocks. Every few. I should probably turn this off again and get rid of all of this liquid. 'Cause goddamn. Basically the entire ground is covered now. And no progress is actually being made by the World Eater. Hopefully I didn't misplace my sponge blocks again. I don't know why, but I swear I always lose those things. Wonder if anyone else is actually gonna hop in. I know none of them are gonna watch the VOD. Maybe if I pester them about it. You know, it'd be real funny if just some random guy I didn't know just showed up. Like, I have 10 subscribers, and I'm pretty sure that at least one of them is not an actual friend of mine, but just some random guy who saw my, like, 3 little videos and inconsistent upload, and just decide, yeah, I'll subscribe to this guy. And frankly, I salute that man. Or woman. I don't know who you are, but thank you for deciding to stick around. Though I'm pretty sure more than half the people who are subscribed to me just completely forgot that they're subscribed to me. Now then. Where... There, my sponge is good. Let's grab more food while I'm here. Gonna need way more blocks, though. The chat's so jarring. The latency's so low and I check it so infrequently. I don't know what you're responding to anymore. Definitely gonna deal with this mega puddle first. I really need to get way more of these. Sponges, I mean. Bamboo doesn't fail me, at least. Is this just one source block? Sir? Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop that. Thank you. And that's gonna be a problem. I will deal with you in a minute, skeleton. There. I now see why there's so much water. I only ever dug it down so deep for the water wall. I never finished the bottom part of the hole. I mean, it's still only partially dug out under here. I do not like that. No. You stay away from my chests. But yeah, this is barely dug out down here. I really need to fix that. I don't remember placing these. What you thinking about? You want to go up the stream? I promise you don't want to go up there. There's a lot of explosions happening up there. Dude, trust me, you don't want to go up that hole. Hey. You know, I was trying to be nice, but fine, go up there. See what awaits you. You're lucky I don't have TNT on me right now. Otherwise, I'd show you what's up there. 'Cause I'm definitely not getting a boat and bringing you up there. Your time will come. You and your weird cobblestone friends. Oh no, all these are source blocks. Yeah, I'm just gonna do sponges for this. You know, the nicest thing about having a portal to hell in your home is you can just quickly pop inside. Okay, not so quickly, and just instantly dry all your cubic meters of sponge. Way better than cooking them back to dry in a furnace. Still not as quick as it could be, though. Well, back to clearing water in a hole. Is this also source blocks? Nope, no it is not. Let's see what's causing the water over here. As nice as the underwater caves are, drying them up is a pain. Was going to say another word there, but oh, yep, this is just the full underwater cave. Oh, this is not going to be fun. I should have dealt with this lava way before it got to this point. Hopefully this is just a few source blocks on top. Hopefully. Please let that be the case. You know, this is why people do these as time lapses and don't stream it. I thought this was going to be exciting because I was going to be using an incalculable amount of TNT to dig a massive hole. But now that it turns out perimeters are actually very boring. And the fluid cleanup is horrible. I always hate how you can't really tell what a source block is when it comes to lava. And I don't care that it's flammable. And now we wait 7 years for the majority of it to go away. It's a very good thing that I have fire resistance. Nope. Nope. Oh, go ahead. You can come closer. No, I promise it's safe. Coward. Might as well collect some ores while I'm doing this. Hopefully some of my other projects will be more entertaining to watch. Though what's likely going to happen is I'm just going to need to learn how to edit and become funny. Which is infinitely harder than just hoping whatever I'm doing is interesting. There's a reason so few people actually make this into a job. You actually have to be good at what you're doing, or be funny enough to make whatever you're doing interesting. And I have neither of those talents right now. Don't want to deal with either of you. Oh no. I know what's going to happen here. It's just going to keep going. You're never lucky enough when it comes to lava for it to just be 1 or 2. It's always, it starts out as a small amount, and then you go further down and down and down, and it shows that it's actually a giant pool of lava that snakes all the way throughout the cave. How am I going to deal with this? No, why? I will always hate the fact that you can slip. You think you're safe because you landed on the block and you crouched. And then the game decides, nope, fall. If I stand perfectly in the middle, it doesn't matter if these 3 catch on fire. Assume it's still just me and Athos. No one else in the chat. No one else cares. Nope. The obsidian is probably going to be the worst thing I'm going to have to deal with when all of this is done and dusted. But I've gotten this far, so... Some say I've wasted too much time on this project and should give up. I say I've wasted too much time on this project and can't give up. The sunk cost fallacy means very different things to very different people. If you're a normal person, it's I've wasted too much time on this, I need to stop. If you're me or the late Technoblade, it's I've wasted too much time on this, I can't stop. At least when he was farming potatoes, that was the case. Nope. No. No fire. Okay, there's clearly still a bit of lava that's on the inside of here. But where? Of course. No, funnily enough, obsidian actually is one of the top things that I've mined on this world. It's like 47,000. And the reason it's that high is because I actually have a farm for the stuff. Not because I clear out lava lakes by hand. Although I have done a ridiculous amount of that too. Just nowhere close to 47,000 worth. Into the water I go. No lava under there, surprising. There it is. Should I even bother turning the world eater back on right now? Huh. Just a perfect slab. Right in between the two. Still weird how it's really only down low that we have that problem. How did I miss this? Oh, there's the block. So Athos, remember when the entire thing was nice and square like this? And now it's just a doom pit? It's just a straight up anarchy server down there now. Yes, Summer. Yes, it did. Well, I thought Summer finally made it here. Yeah, it actually went by pretty quickly. I thought it was going to be like 4 to 6 hours for it to get down to this level. It did not take that long. Then again, I did make it a full World Eater instead of just like a little one in the corner that just would go back and forth slowly like a 3D printer. Still expected to be way slower than what it ended up being. Although I have to do a lot more digging now because I didn't extend the water wall all the way down to bedrock, and because of that, all the water flowed down to the middle. So I'll need to do that in addition to removing all of this liquid, which will not be fun. And then there's a matter of finishing the bottom of the hole, which, as you can see, is nowhere close to done. I never understand the drowned and their only partial hostility. Should probably take any ore that's down here away for when I inevitably blow it all up. Just take away their water and they get mad at you. Dude, there's water over there. Come this way. There's water. Now then, will he forget about me the second I bring him over here? Hey, there's water. You don't care about me, you care about this. Hey, no, get in the water. And now he doesn't care anymore. Sometimes they just space out too, it's weird. The worst part about Deep Slate. Can't instamine it. I don't even want to think about how many hours it's going to take for me to finish clearing out just this much. That's going to take forever. At least it's lit up down here. Though that doesn't stop these guys from showing up. I keep forgetting about this spawner. Oddly enough, not lit up does not actually spawn spiders on me. Do I turn the Doom switch back on? Is it really worth it when there's still all this liquid? Probably not. Yeah, it's fine to see in just a couple hours how much faster this works than I do. It's not even close. The map looks very interesting from down here. And people said that putting fire protection on my armor was a waste of time. Although I did put every enchantment on this armor. Back in 1.14.4 when you could do that. No. Removing lava sucks so bad. At least my removal blocks are self-cleaning. Please let that small amount be all of it. I'm just gonna go to the next one. Oh no. Is that all of it? Seems like it. Nope. There's definitely more there. You the source block? Nope. What about that one? Okay, next one. Nope. Yeah, no, I'm not letting you live just because you're all cute. This is fine. Alright, see you, Athos. I hope I replied to that before he left. There's no timestamps. Goodbye, sir. Oh. You know, you'd think the monsters would learn. Maybe let's not fight with the guy with full netherite armor and trim. He's probably out of our league in terms of fighting. But no. They do it regardless. So, Summer, it's just you and me now. Unless YouTube decide to start counting me as a viewer again, in which case it's just me now. Alright, it's not just me now. That looks horrible to deal with. No. Please let that be all of it. No, that does not seem to be all of it. Of course this one had to be a full thing of lava. Why wouldn't it? Obsidian, get out of the way. And up. I could make a very not fun minigame about this. Forcing people to try to build a home on lava out of wood. Wonder if anyone else who I sent the link to is going to show up. Or if my predictions will be true. And it is just the two of you who are going to watch and no one else. I wonder how many gigabytes this world is going to end up being. When I finally stop playing on it. Whenever that'll be. Hopefully it won't be for like 50 years. At least I intend on playing the game that long. See no reason why I wouldn't. if they keep updating it, if I keep building the things I want to. And the list of things that I want to do on this world is already well over 100 things. And I'm sure that list would only grow with time. But you never know what happens. I mean, even if Mojang really messed up and just did something to the game where I wouldn't want to play it anymore, why, I made that infinitely worse. Even if Mojang were to do something to make the game like unplayable as far as I'm concerned, like they did a 1.9 2.0, somehow made the combat like even worse, or just completely messed up some other core feature of the game, I mean, I'd still probably play it. I'd just probably be like the people who are 1.8 only, who refuse to update. Then again, I don't think it's an update that'll make me stop playing. I think it's my own mortality that'll force me to. Hopefully said mortality will be for a while. But world is crazy, you never know. Nope. Is this the last piece of lava? Nope, there's more over here. I would have gotten that block of granite if not for that creeper. about all this water. Doesn't matter if I can't get the blocks, though. That looks like a source block over there. Oh, that looks like many. This is going to be horrible to get rid of. Yeah, not getting rid of that. Not easily, anyways. Gonna need a lot more sponges. Nope. All these underwater caves make this so much worse than it had to be. Oh god. You know, it's funny, I showed you guys all those pictures of the progress of me doing this by hand. Turn that thing on for 2 hours, and it just blows my progress out of the water. Literally. Though I still would have had to do a ridiculous amount of digging regardless, just to put room for that monstrosity. Which was basically all of the recent photos that I showed you guys. Because unfortunately you need like 17 blocks underneath TNT dupers so they don't just blow themselves up. You know, whenever I look at Tuft, I'm always disappointed. Because I know beforehand that it was going to be on the outside of geodes, but then people were like, hey, we like this block a lot, make it more prevalent instead of just making it so we could craft it, or it could be generated by the geode. They just decided to switch it and the smooth basalt. I mean, it's nice that we can get a large amount of tuft because it is a nice looking block. But at the same time, the geologist in me just looks at that and is like, why does the outside of the geo have basalt on it? Why are there just pockets of something that's supposed to be the crust of a geode just in the ground? This doesn't make sense. Although, probably shouldn't be complaining about accuracy in a game like this. Though there are times where Mojang doesn't even take advantage of their own logic for things. For example, coral, the blocks are technically infinite. You can get an infinite amount. But you can only do that via wandering traders, and they only give you like 6 per. And the wandering traders don't really show up. So the only way you can really get massive amounts of coral blocks is to just destroy a reef. But the thing is, the coral fans, those you can get an infinite amount of just using bone meal. So why hasn't Mojang just done something smart like, hey, take 9 coral fans and you can just craft them into a block? I mean, that's something I would do. That way you encourage the builders to actually farm the stuff and build with it, and not destroy a coral reef. Maybe I could get in contact with a Mojang dev via social media and be like, hey, could you do this? It would make sense and be cool. I mean, it seems like a simple enough request where they would actually consider it. Then again, smaller things have been asked before and never gotten a response. So probably not. Like, most people would agree it'd be pretty cool if we could just sit on steps. That way, when we make the chairs that we make because they don't give us actual furniture in-game, that we can actually sit on them and have it be somewhat realistic. But no, they haven't done that one, even though I don't think anyone would be mad at that. I mean, it may get a bit annoying when it comes to building. That was pointless. That's way less water. Screw it. Turn it back on. And I missed it. I swear, rockets are completely inconsistent. Sometimes it's easy to fly, and you know exactly how far you're going to go with one rocket. And other times it's like, I should have stopped by now, and it just keeps pushing you forward. These are only a duration of 1, so I know it's not because I accidentally crafted a 2 or 3 duration, and that's why I keep hitting my face. Probably just a consequence of the fact that I'm creating Lag Armageddon. Damn, my content must be real dry. Of the 2 people who have come to watch, 0 have dropped a single like. I get it, I only get pity watch. And we watch as the water just keeps flowing. A very awkward Discord call. This would have turned out way better if I just called you on Discord and just shared my screen. At least then we could talk in real time. But no, I decide, hey, I'll live stream it, it'll be great. No. No, it wasn't great. How many Passovers should I allow it to go through? 'Cause that area is definitely not as low as the rest of it. This is kind of a double-edged sword because the progress is going to be halted by the water coming in anyways. Oh hey, there was a spawner there. Not anymore. That's the second spawner to be destroyed during this. Won't be the last though, there is still the spider spawner at the bottom down there. Yes, get carpet bombed. This is what you get for harassing me the entire time I dug this hole. This is very effective. Honestly, I'm surprised not more people do World Eaters like this. We've all seen the one where it's just a little module that just goes back and forth like a 3D printer. And honestly, comparing that to this, it's like, why would you ever do that? You have to make it infinitely more complicated as it goes through each coordinate. It's way slower, it's way more likely to break, versus this, which is just copy and paste the same small, simple design over and over again, and just let it go. Of course, I did have to fix it a few times at the start, as notable by the bamboo blocks over there. There's another one over there. You can't see it because this is in the way, but it's there. Another one over there. There. But for the most part, it worked great. Imagine how quickly I could have dug a whole perimeter had I just made one of these on the surface. I may have to build it 3 times instead of just 2 in this case. But still, the only thing stopping me from making a whole perimeter in like 4 hours would just be removing all the water and lava that would come through. Oh nice, it got rid of one of the floaters. Wonder how much lower I'd have to build this thing again for it to get all the way down to bedrock. Oh. It was already coming back. That's fine, one more pass through. God damn it. Come on. I have never struggled this much with elytras in my life. Now we wait as it slowly comes back. I could have done this entire thing so much faster had I done a few simple things at the start. Like, if I set up the beacons immediately, it would have been so much faster. And then if I instantly went to finish the water wall instead of only doing half of it, and then I went about clearing everything out in the middle. Well, at least enough to let these things do their job without failure. Yep, hindsight is 2020. Like in hindsight, on the Mega Iron Farm, I should have done that in a creative world. And then used Lightmatica to just build it over. I also should have put the villagers on top of the iron farm and just drop them in place instead of shooting them up bubble columns like an idiot. I also should have placed in the beds at the very last moment, so that way the villagers only claimed the beds that were right next to them instead of whichever one they saw when they were going through the tube. Because none of the villagers I actually got in to that farm sleep in the beds that are next to them. Not a single one. Because they all picked some random bed arbitrarily as I pushed them to the tube. And the unfortunate thing is, I placed so much obsidian making that thing that there's basically no point in me trying to even take it down. And there's also no point in me trying to finish it because it's so inefficient. I mean, there's newer, better portal iron farms that work way better than that ever would. Which would be way smarter to just make those. And those actually scale properly. Unlike mine. So I am at negative 26. Yeah, if I just fix the water and let it go through again, this will, I'll only have to rebuild it once more. Nope, I need to go to this waypoint. So nothing gets actually destroyed when I do clear this out and finish the thing, because I do not want to have to redo this flooring or lights, so I hope none of this is being saved on my computer. That would be way too many gigs. You know, something that occurred to me while making all of this is that the storage system I want to build here would be stupid. And I don't just mean the normal levels of stupidity with my projects, like it makes the super iron farm I was trying to build look small, just because of how ridiculously complex it is. And another thought occurred to me is that I'd probably be better off, instead of making some extremely complicated centralized storage system, just making a bunch of decentralized storage systems that store the relevant blocks at the farms where they're produced. Like, I basically use all this space to build whatever I feel like in it, and then at specific points, certain items will be stored. Like at the planned farm area that I'm going to have in my base, that's where all the plants and agriculture stuff will be put. And in the mine area, that's where all the stone and ores will be put. In the shooting range, that's where all the projectiles will be kept. In the library, all the books, enchanting stuff, potions. And that'll also give me the benefit of, it'll actually be more expandable if I do it that way. Because instead of having some big overcomplicated sorting system that'll be a pain for me to add new stuff to, I'll just have a bunch of small ones that'll be easily expandable. Not to mention, a lot of the things that I would store, or it wouldn't make sense for me to store, just because I won't use them enough to warrant them having their own specific storage cell. Damn, and I thought it was hard to tell if Alex was still here. Yep, you're still here. You think if I were to regularly stream just myself doing stuff, that it would function more like an ASMR video than it would an actual gaming video? Because unless I have people frequently chatting to who I can respond to, then this is basically just Minecraft ASMR. Which honestly could work, but also is not content that I'd actually care to make. Though then again, I would have nothing to lose if I were to do that. Though then again, and it would probably only work as ASMR if there was no video. Because if I put video, then people are just gonna think it's a very boring Minecraft video. But if it's just the audio, then people would actually listen to it. I mean, one of the things about YouTube is there are several known strategies where you're basically guaranteed after a few years to get 1 million subscribers. ASMR is one of those. But then again, I'm not a hot girl, so that probably wouldn't work. Also, that wouldn't really interest me. Another one, of course, is basically anything to do with animals. But I don't have any animals. And I don't think it would be right for me to get one just to try to make money. Potentially. And then, of course, there's the channels where they basically just buy cheap weapons on Amazon and then break a bunch of old watermelons they bought from the store. That one I could legitimately do. And I would have fun doing it. Even though it is essentially low-effort slop content. Though if I were to do one of those, it could end up becoming cool, because then I could just pivot to, instead of the cheap bullshit weapons, actual cool weapons. And then I probably wouldn't go full-on gun tuber with it. Though I would showcase firearms. Though then again, that requires money that I currently do not have. Which is probably the reason why all those channels who do that kind of content do it with cheap stuff they found on Amazon. Because that's the only way you can afford to do that at the start. I mean, I do already have several knives and a few swords. Bow and arrow. Really, all I'd have to do was hit the cheap plastic white table that all of them have. and some rotten watermelons or gallons of water. Not gonna lie, it would be pretty fun for me to just buy a new knife, like every week, and then just get to stab some water jugs or rotten fruit. Although it would be very slow at first, because obviously I am not the best conversationalist. And of course, here's me actually succeeding by doing the content I want to do, which is going to require that I very much up my social skills and get better at Minecraft. Get better at a lot of games, really. Although there is a series I know that I could do that would work out very well, and I could do it consistently for over a year, just doing it once a week. Hell, I could actually make what I'm thinking about drag on for a few years. Now you may be wondering, what is this thing he's talking about? Well, there's these old videos about Ark Survival Evolved where you just take a dinosaur, give it max experience, and completely max out, say, its speed. Mostly its speed. I did see some that were like max strength, but it was mostly make it as fast as possible and just watch how quickly you can just zip through the map with that. But the guy who did that stopped doing them a while ago, and he didn't cover like even half the creatures in the game. He only covered really the creatures on the island, the first one. And even then he didn't do all of them. So if I was just to re-download Ark and just consistently, every week, just pick a dinosaur and be like, hey, max speed. And then once I go through all of them, like, hey, max strength. Hey, max health. Though honestly, max strength and max speed are probably going to be the only ones anyone cares about. Because max health, no one's gonna want to watch you just get your dinosaur beat up for half an hour straight because it has a stupid health pool. I mean, maybe the max health could work if I have him like jump off cliffs, like I show the normal dinosaur that doesn't have max health, how it dies at a very small height, and then the max one just yeets them straight off a cliff, and they're fine afterwards. I mean, max health could work in that way. But, other things definitely no one would care about. Like if I did a max endurance one, no one's gonna watch that. Like, cool, it can run for a while. I got bored 30 seconds ago. I'm leaving now. Or if I were to max out its breath stat. It's like, this T-Rex can hold its breath for 3 whole minutes underwater. No one's gonna care about that. I mean, honestly, that would be torture to watch. Although, which one would be worse? If I were to max out their lung capacity for a video, or max out their hunger? Which would be more boring? Seeing a dinosaur not drown, or seeing a dinosaur not starve to death? Both sound very horrible, honestly. Oh, trust me, I can drag it out 10 minutes. Put in Subway servers for the younglings. I'm going to be honest. I'd rather not. Legitimately, I'd rather not deal with the young ones. I mean, yeah, I'd like to actually do stuff on YouTube and have stuff that people actually want to watch, but I'm not gonna go full-on shit hill and just bait a bunch of 7-year-olds by just putting Subway servers in the background as I do something generic. I mean, we've all seen those channels that are completely low effort and completely worthless, and I don't want to... If I'm gonna do this, it's not gonna be to appease that kind of audience. Just like how I'd also never sell out even if a sponsor were to offer me a shit ton of money. And I'd also wouldn't end up a piece of shit like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Rice Gum. Basically any of the YouTubers who were like, hey, watch my videos, I have a shit ton of money. I mean, at least Mr. Beast made his videos interesting by doing challenges and fast editing. Even though it was revealed by an employer later on that a lot of the stuff he did was just faked entirely. Which is when I just stopped watching him. I mean, he framed the one guy as if he was a nobody that was just a random subscriber, and he just brought him back because he was popular, so he'd have a chance to win again, and then, nope, Jimmy actually hired him, and bought him a house, and is just a full-on employee. Yeah, and then there's the challenges that were shown to be completely fake. Like, it's one thing if you need content and you don't want to have to deal with vetting some random person, so you just have one of your employees step in. I mean, that's how they got Chandler in the first place. Chandler was originally just Jimmy's janitor, but they needed people, so they dragged him in and people liked him. But it's a completely other thing when they act like they're doing a challenge legitly and they just completely fake it. It's completely filled with water down here now. Nope, there's more. Another YouTube series I could do, which I know would work, would just be complaining about the stupid stuff that's in Minecraft. For instance, there are blue flowers, there are yellow flowers, there is blue dye, there is yellow dye. You cannot get green by mixing the two together. You have to get a cactus or a sea pickle for that. That is stupid and should be pointed out as such. And of course, there's always going to be the argument of it's just a game and it's nonsensical in the first place, like a cubic meter of stone can't just float there. But it's one thing when it doesn't follow natural laws and logic. It's a completely other thing when it just completely ignores its own set logic. Like, if I can make the other colors by mixing the other colors, then why not yellow and blue make green? If blue and red still make purple, then yellow and blue should still make green. Or the ridiculousness when it comes to crafting recipes, because some crafting recipes are extremely generous, and other ones are just horrible. Like, people have done the math for how much a button would actually cost. You'd get 83 buttons from one block if they were doing the crafting recipe fairly. Or another thing, stairs are just a block with the corner cut out. So it would make sense that the crafting recipe, for every 3 you put in, you get 4 out, but no, it doesn't do that. Also in the crafting recipe, it shows it having 3 steps, even though it only has actually 2 in game. So if they were making the stair crafting recipe make sense, what they would do is have it be an L shape with 3 blocks, and you'd get 4 stairs out of it. I wish it was like that. I mean, I would gladly forego something like you get 4 wooden planks per 1 log if they just fixed the math for the other crafting recipes. I would gladly take that trade. Well, yeah, there's wasted material, and then there's whatever the hell Mojang is doing. Because yes, you're gonna have some wasted material, but there's certain crafting recipes where you have 0 waste. Like all the slabs. There is no waste when you're making slabs. There's none. You put in 3 blocks, you cut in half, it gives you 6. That's 1 to 1. Another one would be trapdoors. Trapdoors are also horrible. That's made out of 1/8 of the block. And yet you have to spend 6 blocks to get 2 of them. 2. You should be getting 48 each time you craft that recipe. I mean, if you're gonna have it so there's wasted material, at least make it consistent throughout. Pick pick a percentage of which the material is just going to be wasted and it's not going to be a perfect 1-to-1, and just stick with that for everything you make. That way you don't have problems like this doesn't give me even 1/10 of what it should, even though the math says otherwise heavily. Another ridiculous one is chains. For some reason, Mojang decided that you need a full ingot in the middle. And because of that, it takes 11 ingots to make 9 chain. And of course, they also made it so you only get 1 per when you craft the thing. Meanwhile, you have iron bars. Put in 6 iron bars, get out 16. No one complains about that, everyone likes it. But when it comes to chains, Mojang just decided, no, you have to suffer. These are expensive for no good reason. And it's not like the chains are thick or something. They take up only a sliver of a block. Yet, they're an extremely expensive crafting recipe. Like, I would expect the math to work out where you get multiple chains per ingot. But you don't even get 1 chain per ingot. If I were to take YouTube seriously, I should probably get a better editor than what I have. I mean, technically Sony Vegas is a good editing platform. But it's also overcomplicated as fuck, so... I've seen examples of things that are free that work just way better than it. That are much less confusing. And sure, it may be better for making higher quality edits and doing VFX, but for most of the things I'd actually make, I wouldn't need any of that. I just need something I can quickly put the footage into and then cut as I see fit. Add in the appropriate music, sound effects. I will have to look at that. Although one thing I can say for sure, which I'm not going to get for anything YouTube related, is a video camera. I ain't doing no face cams. And if I am, I'm wearing the helmet. Okay, I may actually do face cams specifically just because I'm basically guaranteed to get a cult following from wearing the helmet. Because as we've seen, it's very effective to actually not show your face and have an air of mystery about you. And as Boris put it, it's pretty nice to be able to just turn on and off being famous. Like, you can just take it off, no one knows who you are, and you can just live your life normally. Yeah, I probably would do that. Although I'd likely wait until I got semi-successful with YouTube before I actually tried to do anything with the face cam. And I definitely need to set up something to make... My current room is not a good setup for streaming. If I were to actually get a camera, show my room and stream, it wouldn't matter how funny or cool whatever I was doing is, people would just rag on me for my room being horrible. And that is something I do not wish to deal with. Yeah, I don't want to deal with those. Ever. Those would be the people who I would ban and never want to deal with again. I mean, fuck, if I was ever gonna do a thirst trap, it wouldn't be my feet. It would be because years down the line, I'd actually be ripped. And I wouldn't do it as a pure thirst trap. I'd be actually lifting or something. Other videos I could certainly make some build tutorials. I mean, obviously I'm not the best at building, but I could definitely teach people how to properly make a realistic suburban house, just because home building taught me exactly how to make one. So whatever tutorial I'd end up making, it would work out pretty well, because the resulting house would look like a real house. I mean, hell, I could even give some in construction lessons while I'm doing it to explain this is why this should look like this. One thing I have learned when it comes to making things is it's easiest when you understand how it works. Like if you're drawing or sculpting or building, if you understand something's form and purpose, it's a lot easier to make it. Like me actually knowing how to frame a house means I know how to properly design a house. Though honestly, if I were to get serious with YouTube, I'd probably struggle with keeping subscribers because I'd keep wanting to do variety things that have nothing to do with what I did before, and then YouTube would look at me like, the fuck are you doing? People like to watch you because of this, not this other thing you are currently doing. So basically I'd have the exact same problem that Boris currently has. Where people would be like, I want Minecraft videos, and another guy's like, I want Ark videos, and another guy's like, I want the IRL stuff. And YouTube just doesn't know what the fuck to do with me, so it's just like, I'm not recommending you to fucking anyone. You're not in a clear-cut category, bucko. Of course, if I wanted to maximize YouTube at that point, I'd just have separate channels for separate things. Like I could have one where I build things IRL, one that's just Minecraft, cooking one. Because as it turns out, working in a kitchen since I was 14 is actually pretty good for me knowing how to cook. It also helps that there's certain things that I'm being a perfectionist on making. Even if that is only pumpkin pie and pizza right now. Wouldn't do a music channel because I'm definitely not musically gifted. And even if I was, I wouldn't do it enough to warrant having a separate channel for that. The pumpkin pie was good, but it can be better. I know it can be better, and I will make it better. No matter how many years it takes. And then when it is finally where I consider it perfect, I will make a video on how to make it. I hate the lava so much. What other channels would I have? I mean, most likely what would have to happen is I would have to make several channels for the same thing just because they're slightly different. Like, yeah, I have the main channel that does Minecraft, but I couldn't do other video games on there because most of the people only want to see the Minecraft. So I'd have to do another channel for anything else. Which honestly sounds extremely annoying. And then of course, I definitely also have to do the same thing for IRL, because for IRL I'd probably do something like blacksmithing, some construction, exercise videos, whenever I get at a higher level than I currently am. No one would take any exercise videos I make now seriously, and I don't blame them. I do not look like the other guys on Instagram, and therefore I am not worth listening to. And honestly, fair enough. Then of course there's the matter of if I do anything technical, that would probably need another channel. Like if I were to ever do any videos for 3D modeling, that's probably not something that could just be with the gaming stuff. And of course, I'd most likely also do stuff for 3D printing, which, once again, would probably have to be its own thing. I could probably do that along with the 3D modeling channel, just because those go together. I make the thing, and then I make the thing. And honestly, I could probably get a good amount of subscribers if I just did time lapses of myself doing stuff on my 3D printer. How many views do you think I could get for just 3D printing a spiral vase with some rainbow filament? That's fine. Fair enough. Not to mention, to get anything on that channel, I'd probably have to 3D print a lot of things. And most of the things that I 3D print a lot of are either iteration parts for stuff I'm 3D modeling, or some big project that I'd have to string together. And I think most people would expect me to do the big project as one video instead of several. Well, this was a horrible first stream, but yeah, see you when I see ya.